know something? You had everything of me in your hands, and you didn't see it.
Okay.
You were so preoccupied with other things. It was really hard for me to listen to the Jessie thing all the time.
Okay.
Tom Brooks is a British businessman whom Darcy had known online for several years before they finally met in person on the show. According to an interview, they first became Facebook acquaintances 4 years prior to meeting in person. On the official TLC article for new couples, it notes, Darcy, 44, Connecticut, and Tom, 39, United Kingdom. Although they met online 4 years ago, they never exclusively dated and never met in person. Now Darcy is finally ready to travel to the UK and hopefully start a relationship that will last a lifetime. TLC.com. There were high expectations from Darcy's side. She had come hoping this could lead to something serious, engagement, moving, etc. For example, she said in a confessional, "I saw myself marrying Tom one day." Tom, however, was more cautious. In one confessional, he said, "I'm not really at the stage of thinking where I'm going to settle down, get married, have kids, and move to her country. I'm meeting someone I've been really good friends with, and I'm going to see where it goes." A memorable moment. The restaurant dinner when they first meet, where Darcy admits she felt a strong pull toward intimacy and closeness. She says she wanted to sleep next to him rather than in separate rooms. KPRC. Tom's emotional walls. He admitted that he had been broken before, twice engaged, and had built up protective walls. Darcy's expectations versus Tom's pace. Many observers, and Darcy herself, noted that her expectation of commitment, marriage, moving, seemed ahead of where Tom was at emotionally. Distance and communication issues. After Darcy returned to the US, she felt Tom had drifted apart. He allegedly didn't call her on her. On the season finale, Tom gives Darcy a key to his house in England, which she interprets as a sign of commitment, although it wasn't a ring. Tom says, "It's not goodbye, it's see you soon. I do see a future with us together." Despite the hope and emotional moments, the relationship ultimately ended, or at least reached a significant breakup phase. According to Reality TV World, the season finale showed Tom breaking up with Darcy just a few weeks after she returned to America. In April 2020, an episode showed a heated fight. Tom asked Darcy if she put weight on recently, which Darcy found hurtful. She walked away and declared the end. He later apologized for the inappropriate comment. Post-breakup, Darcy said she felt empowered walking away and noted she would always take a risk when it comes to love, but also knew when it's time to move on. In a later interview, Darcy acknowledged her one big regret. When she first met Tom in London, she felt pressure and maybe moved too quickly, e.g., wanting intimacy right away, rather than letting things unfold at their natural pace. She said, "I have a lot of respect for the relationship that we have, and I think I learned how to just stay more open and loving for myself as well. To receive love, you have to love yourself first." Regarding whether she regrets the relationship, she said she doesn't regret. "I will never ever regret what I do in life. I will always follow my heart and I will learn from those experiences. And if it doesn't make sense, then you walk away." Are they still together? Officially, they are not. The relationship is over. Reality TV World noted, on the currently airing 4th season, Darcy revealed she and Tom had drifted even further apart. Tom also, in statements, acknowledged the situation was complicated because he loved her, but he wanted to see if being a couple long-term was real for them. Darcy has moved on to other relationships since. For example, her later relationship with Georgi Rusev is noted in a recent People/Decider interview. Their storyline is frequently cited as one of the more emotionally intense arcs in the Before the 90 Days series. High expectations, dramatic meetings, misaligned intentions, long-distance strain, and a breakup that played out publicly. Fans and critics alike pointed to the scripted feel of some scenes, the mismatch of what Darcy sought, marriage, commitment, and what Tom was ready for, see where things go. For example, from Reddit commentary, moment: what happened pre-meeting? Darcy and Tom had known each other online for 4 years before meeting in person. Meeting in UK, Darcy flew to England. Restaurant dinner, sightseeing, emotional surge. She hoped for commitment. Distance/return to US after trip. Darcy returned to US. felt Tom wasn't as emotionally present. Communication problems. Symbolic gesture. Tom gives Darcy a key to his house. Instead of ring. Hopeful moment but ambiguous. A breakup. Tom ends relationship a few weeks after return. Argument over weight. Comment. Darcy walks away empowered. Aftermath. Darcy reflects on what she learned. Tom says relationship complicated. They officially split. For Darcy, the experience seems to have been one of personal growth. She says she learned about loving herself and being open to love, but also being realistic. For the franchise, their arc underscores the before the 90 days premise. Meeting someone online/virtually, traveling to meet, and quickly trying to assess whether there's a long-term future. It highlights the risks when expectations are misaligned. For viewers, their stories spark discussion on the role of intention, one partner wanting marriage, the other not ready, of emotional readiness, of cultural/expectation mismatches, and of the challenges of turning virtual connection into real-life commitment. The journey of Darcy Silva and Tom Brooks on 90 Day Fiancé. Before the 90 Days is a microcosm of what makes the franchise both compelling and imperfect. Hope, love, conflict, expectation, reality check. While Darcy came in with a fairy tale vision, James Bond, full commitment, moving across countries, Tom approached things more cautiously, grounded in his past and his emotional limits. The gap between these two outlooks ultimately proved too wide. Darcy's reflection that to receive love, you have to love yourself first, is perhaps the central takeaway from their story. The key symbol gift, the tears, the breakup, all underscore the difficulty of converting fantasy into lasting reality. On screen, Darcy Silva's love life has been one dramatic moment after another, but off-screen, we apparently missed a secret marriage proposal. On the first 2 seasons of the 90 Day Fiancé, before the 90 days, Darcy crossed continents to see then-boyfriend Jesse Meester, a male model 19 years her junior. The pair tried, and failed, at love. Cut to the duo ferociously arguing about how to slice a steak. During Season 3, Darcy returned, dating Englishman Tom Brooks. While their relationship was also rocky, with Tom even belittling Darcy about her weight, yikes, there apparently was even more drama, including one more proposal than fans previously thought. On September 23, 2020, Darcy and twin sister Stacey Silva, the pair's TLC spin-off show debuted in August 2020, appeared on ET's Unfiltered and shared some new info. Apparently, the reserved Tom actually did propose to the marriage-hopeful Darcy during the group's memorable drama-filled trip to Albania, which also included Stacey's fiancé, Florian. Apparently, during the ill-fated tear-filled trip, Tom proposed when the cameras weren't rolling. Yeah, there were some things that happened after that at the hotel room that nobody knows, but Stacey knows and Florian, Darcy said, per ET. We invited them over and, you can say it, Stace. Stacey added, yeah, there was a point later, early that morning where actually Tom had popped the question to Darcy, and it was just like kinda out of left field. Darcy Silva said no to Tom because she didn't trust him. Dave Kotinski/Getty Images. Why did Darcy Silva say no to Tom Brooks' hotel room proposal? Apparently, she didn't trust the Englishman enough. Plus, his drinking. I never gave him a response because I didn't trust him, Darcy told sister Stacey Silva on Unfiltered per ET. He'd been drinking too. I didn't take him seriously. The reality star added she thought Tom was just trying to appease her, especially given the drama earlier in the night. I was kinda like, was he just trying to say this to make himself feel better? If he's gonna do it, at least get on a knee. But he was sitting in a chair with, some champagne or something in his hand. Darcy continued, telling Stacey that she felt she deserved more in general. You know what? I know what I'm worth and what I deserve, so it was a blessing in disguise that I was like, nope. It certainly was. After they returned to England, Tom curiously and disappointingly gave Darcy a key to his house in a ring box and more recently admitted he didn't want to do 90 Day Fiancé at all. I never wanted to be on the show, Tom said in a June 2020 interview with the Dominic Naughty Show, adding that he was intoxicated during his preliminary interview. I don't remember much of it, he added. Probably for the best that Darcy moved on. 90 Day Fiancé fans know Tom from his previous disastrous relationship with Darcy, but the two have both since moved on. On a previous episode of 90 Day Diaries that aired last March, Tom proposed to Mariah, whom he met online after sliding into her DMs, but she turned him down on camera. The two are in a long-distance relationship, with Mariah living in Las Vegas with her 2 sons and Tom remaining in England. But on Monday's episode, Tom said he proposed a second time, and this time she said yes. He proposed when she visited him in London, when he spontaneously got down on one knee after his original plan to propose to her in Venice in front of her sons didn't work out. "I'm so happy that myself and Mariah are engaged, but we still need to decide where we are going to live, but in the meantime I'll be traveling to Turkey to get my teeth fixed," he said. Cameras documented Tom getting veneers, and he was extremely happy with the results. He said he was overwhelmed, but in a good way. Later, he set up a virtual Valentine's Day date with Mariah because they couldn't celebrate together as they still were long distance. Tom told Mariah he was tired of living apart, but she told him that she wished he would be more open to moving to Las Vegas to be with her and her sons. But he said that he didn't feel part of the family when he visited her in Vegas, even staying at a separate house. But she promised him it would be different now that they're engaged. "Now that Mariah has assured me that living in the US will be different than last time I stayed there, I feel a bit better about moving to the US and building our lives there together, but I have a lot to consider," he told cameras. Tom later visited his mother, Jane, who was in poor health. Tom said he felt guilty about wanting to move to the US amid her health issues, but Jane gave him her full blessing and spoke highly of Mariah. "In this moment, I feel so full of love," he told cameras. "Over the years, my mother and I haven't seen eye to eye. We're so very similar, we clash from time to time, but in this moment I feel without a question or a doubt loved more than I ever have. Now that I know my mother's okay with my decision, it's time to move forward, plan a life with Mariah and plan a wedding," he continued. 90 Day Fiancé star Darcy Silva's British ex-boyfriend Tom Brooks has joined the TLC reality television franchise as a cast member in his own right after appearing as Silva's rebound romance following her split from Dutch boyfriend Jesse Meester on 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days. Though Brooks didn't want to appear on the show with Silva at first, he has become a staple of the spin-off 90 Day Diaries, which follows former cast members' lives from their own perspectives. Since his relationship with Silva ended, both have moved on with their lives, and that includes their romantic lives. Rumors that Brooks would be returning to the franchise first popped up when he was spotted with TLC cameras filming him, as Showbiz Cheat Sheet reported at the time. As shown on 90 Day Diaries, Brooks has entered into a relationship with a new woman. True to the 90 Day Fiancé franchise perhaps, he is in another international romance with an American, as shown in a YouTube clip from the series. Introduced to viewers on 90 Day Diaries, Tom Brooks is now dating a woman named Mariah Fineman, who is also from the United States. The two were in a long-distance relationship, but Brooks popped the question while Fineman was visiting him in England and asked her to marry him, with Us Weekly recounting the televised moment. In the same episode, seen in a YouTube video from the 90 Day Diaries channel, Fineman declined Brooks' proposal, but she chose to remain in a relationship with him instead of breaking things off completely. According to an article from Cinema Blend recounting a later episode of 90 Day Diaries, what viewers didn't see on television was that Brooks ultimately moved to Las Vegas, Nevada, to be with Mariah for 90 days. Contextually, however, it doesn't appear that Brooks was in the United States on a K-1 visa, the visa that gave the franchise its title, during that time, since Cinema Blend notes that one of the reasons Mariah gave for not seeing Brooks much was because of her ongoing divorce proceedings. In their relationship so far, including their living in separate countries, it appears that Tom Brooks and Mariah Fineman are still in a relationship with each other, and that Brooks' stay in Las Vegas following his rejected proposal wasn't a disaster after all. Fineman's Instagram account is verified but private, though her Instagram bio mentions Brooks by his Instagram handle. Brooks' Instagram account, on the other hand, is verified and publicly viewable. In addition to including Fineman's handle in his bio, Brooks has shared numerous photos and videos to his feed in which he is pictured alongside her, including photos of the two of them back in England. Based on this, it seems that their long-distance relationship is still going strong. It is unknown if viewers will be able to catch Brooks and Fineman on more 90 Day Fiancé in the future, but the two look to be content with their romance whether or not it continues to play out on television. Considering Tom is always traveling with Mariah Fineman, it comes as no surprise that his bank account is hefty. The Englishman previously proposed to his girlfriend during a March 2022 episode of 90 Day Diaries, but viewers witnessed a painful rejection. Tom packed up and moved to his own apartment in Mariah's hometown of Las Vegas for 90 days to hopefully strengthen their relationship, which played out in an episode on June 13th. However, they didn't get to spend as much time together as they had liked during Tom's stay in Las Vegas, because Mariah's estranged husband had moved back into her home with her and their sons. I just felt torn when he was in Vegas because it felt like I was splitting my time with my partner, and then it was taking time away from my kids, Mariah admitted on the show, adding it was a hard balance having Tom around. I don't want to disrespect their daddy, you know? Because he is really a nice guy. And I'm still friends with him, so I just always want it to be a nice relationship. Not only for me, but for my kids. I don't want my kids to blame me for what happened. In addition to being a regular in the 90-Day franchise, Tom has a Cameo account, where fans can pay for short videos from the reality star. He also works as an influencer for his 380,000 Instagram. Fans of 90-Day Fiancé may remember Tom Brooks from when he made his appearance as Darcy Silva's love interest during Season 3 of Before the 90 Days. The spin-off show followed the couple's attempt at building their relationship despite being long-distance, with Darcy in America and Tom in the United Kingdom. Tom and Darcy's relationship was rocky, and they faced multiple obstacles before deciding to end their friendship. Since then, Tom has moved on and started a new relationship with businesswoman Mariah Feynman. The pair in early 2021 and have been going strong ever since. However, in a new sneak peek of 90-Day Diaries Season 3, it appears Tom is not quite done facing down challenges to his love life on TV. US Weekly recently posted a sneak peek of the Season 3 premiere episode of 90-Day Diaries, which features Tom and Mariah. In the exclusive clip, Tom has set up a romantic picnic for the couple. He is seen professing his love to his longtime girlfriend, and even saying he's loved her from the moment he saw her. Tom tells her, "You're the kindest, sweetest, and most wonderful person I have ever met. I love you with all my heart, and I don't want to live without you." From there, he proceeds to tell Mariah that he's brought her something, which is an engagement ring he pulls from his pocket. To Mariah, he tells her that he wants her to be his wife and awaits her answer. In response, Mariah says, "I can't take that right now, Thomas, I'm sorry." Tom immediately consoles Mariah, repeating, "It's okay," as she cries and asks him for a hug. The two embrace one another as she continues crying. After Mariah declined Tom's proposal, he spoke to the 90-Day Diaries cameras to share his thoughts. He said, "I don't really have words to explain how I'm feeling right now. I just feel numb. I feel like I made a mistake. I feel foolish." Tom continues by saying, "I feel hurt for asking because I love Mariah, so that's not changed." As the two wrap up their date, Mariah comforts Tom, saying her answer is not a complete no and asking him to save the ring for another day. Since the clip aired, Tom has continued to profess his love for Mariah on social media and urges fans to watch the new season of 90-Day Diaries to see the rest of their journey. Entertainment. During the confrontation, Darcy once again denied Jesse's claim that she cheated with Tom when she was still dating him. Tom also denied it, noting that when he started seeing Darcy, she was already at the tail end of her relationship with Jesse and that they weren't together. "It depends on your definition of cheating, doesn't it?" Tom said, though Jesse insisted that Darcy talking to them both was a form of cheating. "I've known Darcy 2 years before she met you. People do talk. Like for me, the definition of cheating is if you were still going balls deep in her, and you weren't, so." Tom also said that Darcy's now ex-fiancé Georgie did previously reach out to him, like Georgie did with Jesse, but unlike Jesse, he chose to not get involved because it wasn't his business. "I just think that once you've moved on with the relationship, if you're in a happy place with a new partner, really to go and speak with an ex, really? It's not my place to sit and talk with an ex-partner," he said. "Jesse, there has to be a point where you let go. You keep coming back like a bad smell. Try and be a little bit more humble." Jesse defended himself and said he was coming from a place of love and wished Darcy all the best. He called Tom a hypocrite and said that Tom at one point reached out to him as well about Darcy. Later, Darcy got emotional when host Sean Robinson asked her about the negative comments both Jesse and Tom have said about her, and said Jesse had hurt her more. "It's hurtful. It's just jabs and jokes, so it feels bullyish at times," she said. "I got kids. I'm a mom and I just don't want that to hurt them. Darcy and I were friends. I knew what Jesse had done to her, and I should have been better," he said. "Jesse didn't know better, I did. I should have been a better person. I should have. I feel really bad if she is hurt in the way she expresses, and I really want to apologize, and again stress that I really want all the best for you, he said. I mean it with all my heart, that is sincere. Style, Darcy said. And of course, it had to be a past cast member as well from, before the 90 days as well. I loved him. I respect Jennifer. It's their life, she continued. As long as they're happy and in love and doing it for real and not for the show or anything like that, I think it's great. More power to them. 90-Day Fiancé. Before the 90 Days star Tom Brooks may be caught in a bit of trouble after evidence has surfaced of him talking to another woman while he was supposedly dating his girlfriend Mariah. Tom most recently dished about his relationship on 90-Day Diaries. He also confirmed in March of 2021 that he had been dating Mariah for a year during an interview he gave on the Dominic Naughty Show. The ex-boyfriend of Darcy Silva seems to be caught in a bad spot by his own timeline, but it is also possible that he got his own relationship genesis wrong. A well-known 90-Day Fiancé fan page, at that_words, was sent evidence of Instagram DM screenshots from the woman who Tom was asking out last year. They put them together in a post for followers to draw their own conclusions. In the private messages, Tom asked the woman out several times during the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, although they never did end up spending time together. The woman, who is also from the UK,
bantered back and forth with Tom and shared their mutual disdain for the lockdown. A few pictures were sent by the anonymous woman, which Tom gave fire emojis in response. If Tom was indeed in a relationship with Mariah a year from March of 2021, then it means he at least was still fooling around with the other woman at the beginning of their romance. Tom most recently appeared on 90-Day Diaries and self-quarantined, and has not mentioned any qualms with continuing to appear in 90-Day Fiancé spin-offs. Tom was popular while he was on before the 90 days when he was still with Darcy Silva, but he also drew a lot of criticism for the way he treated her after she came home from England. Tom and Mariah have been known to post a lot of lovey-dovey content on their social media, which keeps fans interested, and Tom also launched a luxury travel Instagram page, which he intends on focusing more on. Darcy Silva has become a staple in the world of 90-Day Fiancé, Before the 90 Days. She appeared on 4 seasons of Before the 90 Days, and now has her own show, Darcy and Stacey, with her sister, Stacey Silva. On seasons 3 and 4 of Before the 90 Days, she dealt with Tom Brooks and his mind games. During their breakup, Brooks famously told Darcy that she had gained weight. Now, she has revealed that he actually got work done after they split as well. Darcy and Brooks had been communicating online for some time before they actually met up. When Darcy went to the U.K. to be with Brooks, it was clear that they were not on the same page. Darcy wanted to get married while Brooks was looking to take the relationship more slowly. Though it was never shown on the show, Darcy later revealed that Brooks did propose to her once during their relationship while they were in Albania visiting Stacey and her fiancé. I never gave him a response because I didn't trust him, Darcy told Entertainment Tonight. He'd been drinking too. I don't know, we were all like, what? I didn't take him seriously. I was kinda like, was he just trying to say this to make himself feel better about what just happened earlier that night? So I was just like, if he's gonna do it, at least get on a knee, but he was sitting in a chair with, some champagne or something in his hand. For Darcy, the proposal wasn't the kind she was looking for. You know what, I know what I'm worth and what I deserve, so it was a blessing in disguise that I was like, nope, she continued. I'm not desperate Darcy here, so don't make me feel like one. I didn't believe what he was saying. It was just one of his spiels, is what it felt like. On one of Darcy and Brooks' last meetings, he told her that she looked like she had gained weight. Post-breakup, he also made fun of Darcy and the plastic surgery that she has had done. But in a recent episode of 90 Days Bears All, Darcy revealed that Brooks had also started altering his appearance. After Darcy and Brooks called things off, Brooks wrote her a letter to express himself. Darcy famously threw the letter away, but Brooks later revealed what it said. I feel you are wrapped up in your past relationship and you carry those burdens in your heart. To be fair, I've shouldered a lot and I felt at times I was a lifeline. To repeatedly hear about your heartache and your suffering with your ex while you were inconsolably crying has taken quite a toll on me and has become quite a strain on this new relationship that we have. But at the end of the day, and at the very least, we can hopefully salvage what we once started with a good, solid friendship. Sincerely, Tom. Darcy and Stacey star Darcy Silva recently announced her engagement to her Bulgarian boyfriend, Georgi Rusev, prompting swarms of well wishes from her 90-day fiancé castmates. Over the years, Darcy Silva has become a 90-day fiancé mainstay. The 46-year-old Connecticut mom of two first dated Dutch model Jessie Meester on TLC's 90-Day Fiancé before the 90 days before moving on to her British ex-boyfriend, Tom Brooks. She was also featured on the 7th season of 90 Day Fiancé, in addition to appearances on 90 Day Fiancé, Pillow Talk with her twin sister, Stacey Silva. Most recently, 90 Day Fiancé fans have been able to see Darcy's tumultuous love life unfold on the twins' spin-off, Darcy and Stacey. But the notoriously hopeless romantic may have finally found her happy ending in 32-year-old Georgi Rusev, a Bulgarian massage therapist whom Darcy calls the love of her life. The reaction to Darcy's engagement was nothing short of explosive, with fans rushing to congratulate the couple on their happy news. Many of Darcy's castmates showered the TLC star with well wishes, revealing just how close she's become to many of them over the year. Darcy and Georgi raised eyebrows on Darcy and Stacey when they moved in together during the COVID-19 crisis after just 2 in-person visits. The head-over-heels couple fell for each other quickly after connecting on social media, and when Darcy met up with her new man in Miami during Super Bowl weekend, sparks flew immediately. On Stacey and Darcy's 90-Day Fiancé spin-off, Darcy was concerned about Georgi's legally married status. Although he'd been separated for some time, his divorce was delayed by COVID-19, but it looks like the couple was able to overcome their issues. People recently revealed that Georgi and Darcy got engaged in June 2020. "I still feel newly engaged," Darcy gushed. "I haven't been able to really celebrate it yet with everybody. I want to be able to shout it to the world." She added that Georgi's proposal was a total surprise that she wasn't expecting at all, despite their deep connection. "They mean the most to me," the 90-Day Fiancé star said of her 2 daughters, "and Georgi knows they come first and foremost in my life. He accepts them and me as a mom, and they get along very well." After the big reveal, and in advance of the October 18th season finale of Darcy and Stacey, which will feature the surprise proposal, Darcy raved about Georgi on Instagram. "I said yes. Dreams do come true," the hopeless romantic wrote in one post, sharing photos of herself kissing her future husband and showing off her ring. "You are the love of my life."